Hello everyone and welcome back. We are looking at LEGO Horizon Adventures. Now this is a newer series. I really have not seen anything of it. From my understanding, it is a video game and most likely also some sort of kind of TV series or whatever that LEGO has been doing. Now the reason why I say that is because LEGO has been getting a little bit more into doing some of their LEGO sets as a kind of TV series or whatever, most likely seen on probably YouTube or whatever, and we'll kind of go from there. Now let me adjust the camera here because we're going to get more of an angle onto the pool table itself, so hopefully you guys can see what I'm doing here. And let me adjust this down a little bit as we get everything all kind of set up, because I only have the one camera, and then we'll see where we are. All right, somewhere in there. Okay, all the important things for me, so that way hopefully as we get going on this, I keep everything kind of in focus here. All right, and they're opened up. Now this interests me because of the direction that we've been kind of going with some of the space stuff and everything else. Looking at it, you know, whatever world this is, we have some sort of alien kind of monster here. This almost looks like it is a robotic tractor to me. Now I don't know what it actually is, but to me that's what it kind of looks like. So just kind of seeing as we get through things. So here, let me kind of bring this closer so you guys can see what I was trying to say. So we have the creature here. Looks kind of like an alien creature. Of course, they have a short, some sort of sword or staff. We have a bow, and like I was seeing, this kind of looks like a robotic tractor of some sort. So just trying to do things from there. All right, so we do have Horizon Adventures. We have a 1 through 3 and a 4, 5, and 6 instruction booklets. So we do have 2 instruction booklets. Like I said, to me, this looks like a robotic tractor of whatever. That's probably the eyes in there, sensors in there, and we just kind of move on from that point. Now, I did see somewhere in here where it does look like we have you know, for making it your own adventure or whatever else, combining stuff and maybe turning the kind of cat type beast creature into something else and going on from that point. So as we start off here, we do have 1, there's 3, we got a 4, a 3, a 2, we got big 1 here, we have a big 5 and a big 6. So we have 6 bags to start with. We'll get bag 1 opened up, and then what we'll do is we'll start fast forwarding here. You guys get to watch me slowly put this together at an increased rate. But it's kind of nice to see what we have here in bag 1. See, and I will say now this is 768 pieces. And we have other mock sets to go through because I think they're kind of iconic. Some fun stuff to do. The nice thing about LEGO and the things that LEGO does that nobody else has really gotten to the point of doing quite yet, and it would be really nice if they did, is, you know, we have, even if I just say it's like 100 pieces here, okay? So you're limiting how many pieces you have, so it becomes a little bit more exciting for especially the kids to try and find this stuff. When we talk about really big sets where you're well over 1,000 pieces and you have to dump everything out, you know, even in the mock builds or whatever else, it gets frustrating because you're sitting there trying to find where is that one piece in comparison to I could just find the bone without too much of a issue, the head and all that. I only have so many pieces here. So it's easier for me to find the pieces I'm looking for so we can go on from there. So Lego is always number one in my books for that reason. They usually have a little bit better quality to their pieces. Sometimes with the mock builds, they're getting pieces not from Lego but from somewhere else. I think it's either whoever they're going with or whoever they can find it a little cheaper with. I don't know, but sometimes getting that cheaper piece doesn't mean you're getting the quality. So if I can, I try to get Lego. Sometimes, for my own budget, I can't quite get it. I know that there are those that are really big on it's always Lego, and if you can do that, that is phenomenal, and it's wonderful, and I will never say otherwise. But for those that can't always afford it, sometimes it's nice just getting some sort of mock brick to kind of go with that. So, all right, with that being said, let's get into building this, and let's see what kind of fun we can have. Okay, so now that we're all done getting everything together, our little beast here, it was kind of a little bit of a challenge at times, just trying to figure out what direction they were going, but it does look fairly nice. We're using kind of like the binoculars for the eyes. It does have a nice mouth. I did flip these around by accident. When I was looking through the instructions, it looked like it needed to go one direction, but it did go the other way. Otherwise, it is a very nice looking beast. Now, I don't know if you want to take it as a more mechanical beast, or because this is being done in Lego and not some sort of fluffy way, or if this is just a natural predator. But either way you want to look at it, it is an interesting design in any case. So, we do have articulation with the legs. Now, this is all set, so that's not going to move too much. I mean, we can rotate it out and all that, but we're really doing the hinges here and on the bottom. So it really gives us a little bit of posability here. And then, of course, we have the heavier duty kind of hinges going on here for our front legs, seeing that it is a heavier, more of a striking leg at that. It looks really nice. It's a nice build. It really is. Not certain how this was all going to be, but we do have this all done. It looks nice, including having the fangs on here, so you can open the jaw up a little bit and then you see the fangs. So it is a nice looking beast with the quills on the back. Instead of having the tails, we do have the quills. Now, when we get to our figures, we do have this gentleman here. Now, this is really done in more of a role-playing sense when you look at it. Now, he does have some nice print on it on the front as well as on the back. But he's got his sword here, and we have these. So depending on how you want to level him up, as I keep dropping them here, we have a small crystal that could go on the back, or we have a large crystal, we have a clear, and then we have kind of a yellow. So I don't know if this is like a lightning power, a small lightning, a large lightning, more of a heal, and more of like an acid or something else. Okay, so keep that in mind, however you want to do it. But it is meant to be done like you're role-playing, and you can level up the character. So that is very nice and interesting how they're doing it. Okay, if I can get them to stand up here. Kind of put a sword down, I suppose. All right, and then what we have is we do have a little bit of a fire pit here. So they can have a little campfire, sit around, kind of warm up for the day. And we do have a treasure chest with some pieces in there. So also kind of neat. Kind of nice. Now we do have our lady friend here, and she does have print on front and back. If I take the hair off, you can see that she's got more print, and she's got two different faces, and I believe our other gentleman does as well. Has some nice long hair added to it, and again, the bow itself has spots where we could put different feathers in here. Same way as what we do on the gentleman with his sword. So you could either have, we have a blue feather. We can do the red for like a flame. We have a light feather. So I'm gonna take a wild stab in the dark. This might be our ice attack. This might be more of a wind attack or more of a healing attack or healing property to the bow. And then our orange here is going to be, our orange flames are going to be more of a fire attack. So again, it gives us the ability to pretend that our characters are leveling up, which is just wonderful. Adds a lot of playability to the figures, and I think that's really kind of nice. So, all right, now moving from there, we do have some alien grass. So you can have it waving in the wind or whatever you want to do here, but we do have that, and it's on a nice base. And then last but not least, then we get to our kind of, like I said, to me this almost looks like a tractor, but this could just be a big robot that they have. This looks like it's got sensors going all the way around. It is kind of hollow inside, as you had seen, but it's not big enough for a character inside, so you'd have to kind of redo that a little bit. There's a part of me that says I might want to redo all of this so I could get someone to actually go inside here as a little walker. But we do have some nice arms here. Oops. And it doesn't want to go down any farther. So as far as that goes, we're a little limited in there, but we can articulate it and get it over here. You know, we can get them to pick things up. And then this is some sort of a shield, like a little posable shield generator, or maybe even for doing an energy attack or something like that as well, depending on if this is a mechanical magical kind of creature or automaton, however we want to view that. I'm not 100% certain how I'm supposed to have these, if they're supposed to be kind of close by here or if they're supposed to kind of open up. I'm really not 100% certain there, but we do have them out, so we do have that. This is an interesting set. I don't know much about the Horizon Adventures series, but we're going to get into it a little bit here and there. I think it's got some great possibilities, some great play times for the kids as far as that goes, as well as for us adults. Kind of get our bottles back here and onto, there we go, onto the base. That way we can have everything all kind of sitting here. But when I was looking at this, I figured, you know, we could have our kind of mechanical tractor here. And then we also have a beast of some sort that could warrant, you know, some other adventure ideas that we can come up with. That's the beautiful thing with Legos. It's your imagination and your adventure. And that's just perfect, especially for kids as well as us adults that want to indulge in doing different scenarios or whatever else, or as we just kind of help the kids build this stuff, and maybe every so often they're like, Dad, can you come play with me? And we have that as well. Now, I'm not saying that I really have the kids of that age anymore, but it is still fun to be able to have that imagination, and it's something that, you know, helps people throughout the years, even though that we're not kids anymore. Having that ease to just forget the real world, get into an imaginary world, even to watch a movie for a couple hours. It's just fun and exciting. So with that being said, thank you for visiting. Thank you for watching. Hope you're doing well, and I will see you in the next video.